Welcome to the SwimSwam podcast. I'm today's host, Coleman Hodges, and joining us today, this beaming ray of sunshine. We have got she won a hat trick of medals at the 2025 Singapore World Championships, and honestly, she won like four. If our co-founder Gold Medal Mel always says fourth place is like winning a wooden medal. So you finished first, second, third, and fourth. You really played the gambit, but you won gold with Australia's 4x2. You won silver in the women's 800 free and bronze in the 1500 free. Mm-hmm. Today we're sitting down with Lani Pallister. Lani, how's it going?
Hi. I remember talking to you at I think it was at Short Course Nationals, maybe a couple of days before we raced, and like I feel like it's funny kind of thinking about then when like I wasn't actually training to race. Like all I wanted to do was go to Europe on holiday, and then coming off the back of like this World Championships, and now all I want to do is go back to training. So my 2-week break finished yesterday, so we're back in the pool now. But yeah, I'm good.
This episode of the SwimSwam podcast is sponsored by Commit Swimming, SwimSwam's exclusive team management software partner. Since 2015, Commit has been providing coaches with swimming's leading workout management software. And now, Commit has team management software too. Commit wants to help you make the switch from Team Unify to a simpler, more powerful solution. Their onboarding and customer service team will walk you through every step of the way. Check them out at commitswimming.com to book your demo today. That's COMMIT swimming.com. It looks like you had a good 2-week break. You went to weddings. You went. Yeah. You got to travel. How was it? How was the break?
It was good. I didn't really I took time out of like training, but I still swam like 2 kilometers every day, just to touch the water. I think after you swim well, like at a World Championships, you don't want to like lose it completely. And I think that's probably the first time I've finished like a championship meet and been like, everything that I wanted to happen happens. Like I remember, Olympics, I got COVID, 2023. I was going through like relative energy deficiency and swam absolutely horrendous. And then 2022, I had COVID. So the only meets that I finished well were like World Short Course. So it's nice to have like a World Championships and be healthy like for 95% of it. So no, it was good. It was nice coming home and chilling out and spending time with family and friends. Elijah Winnington got married, and we saw that on the weekend. He's currently honeymooning in the Maldives, so he's having the best time while we're back in the pool. But yeah, it's been really special.
That's great. And yeah, you're coming off of a World Championships, which, like you said, went to plan seemingly.
Yeah,
it went really well. And I'm so excited to break this down with you. I want to start at the end, because the women's 800 free was, I think, the best the race of the year, and it was highly billed. No one really expected the outcome, because I don't think anyone was really talking about you being in that race.
No.
So I'm curious, it's at the end of the meet. You've already won gold in the 4x2. You've won bronze in the mile. You broke 4 minutes. You went 3:58. You got fourth in the 400. It's like you're on.
Yeah.
Did going into that final, did you think, okay, I'm gonna be up with Katie in summer?
It's so funny. I think a lot of my confidence came from the 1500, which is wild because I didn't like actually swim the 1500 well. And I didn't swim the 1500 like a normal 1500. But I think when you go out in a 402 to the feet, when historically prior to my Australian trials this year, my best time was a 401. And then I went a 3:59 at trials and then a 3:58 at the start of the week, like kind of build a little bit of confidence. And then I was like, well, if I've gone out in a 402 and a 1500, then I can just do the exact same thing in an 800 and it's going to feel absolutely less hurty. So yeah, the 800, I remember, I think someone, I don't even remember where they were from. Someone interviewed me midweek asking me about the 800. And like, I kind of just said, I was like, well, Katie and Summer both beat me by 5 seconds. Like, I'm really not in the conversation for it. And I knew that I'd go into 8:10. I didn't think I'd be an 8:05. I know that I'd done the training that said that I was capable of doing that. Um, I just didn't think I'd put together that sort of race like this soon being under Dean, which is really fun. Like, coming second by point 0.3, I feel like a lot of people would be like, oh, like it was point 0.3. But I actually came out of that like so stoked. And the first thing I said when I touched the water, Katie, was like, I'm so happy for you. And like getting to just like sit and chat with Katie in the medal, like the marshalling room. And then like we were sitting in like the medal presentation room before we went out, and I forgot a hairbrush because I don't like to take like a full bag of things just in case like I don't medal, because like I'd be embarrassed. So Katie let me borrow her hairbrush so I looked like presentable going out. Like, it was actually just like the most fun, and like a really nice opportunity just to like chat to her and some of the other girls and like just be like friendly and not have it be like this huge competition, which like obviously in the back of your mind it is, but it's also nice to like kind of just have that relationship. I think that was probably like a huge highlight of the week, was like 400, 800, 1500, and even the 4x2. Like, Katie was the person I spoke to all the time. And if she wasn't in like the marshalling room, if we were in a different heat, I was like, oh, I have like a little bit of separation anxiety. But no, it was wicked. Like, I didn't think that I'd be an 8:05 that like right then and there, but I think going that time this year and the next 3 years going forward and building on that will be really exciting. But no, I was just really happy that I actually made it through the week without getting sick. It's the first time ever for me finishing a meet without being sick. I had a sore throat, but that,
Right.
I mean, it's fine. It's being a bit dramatic. But yeah, it was so much fun.
That sounds like the best way to spend a week, especially if you're a distance swimmer, is to get to know Katie Ledecky. Certainly to be that close in a competition to her. What did you learn about her throughout the week of getting to talk to her and interact with her that much?
I think I think the highlight was like when we sat in the medal room for the 1500, like all of us were there, like brushing our hair and like just trying to look presentable. And I think that was so nice because I was like, she's just a normal, like she's a normal girl, she's a normal person. And I think that was just like, it was nice seeing that side of her, because like I think the last time I'd shared a medal room with her was in 2022 at the World Championships. And even then, like, I didn't really know what I was doing. I was kind of like walking around, and I think I got to that marshalling room late. And then at the Olympics last year for the 4x2, I had COVID and everyone was avoiding me. So it was nice to actually have like a normal experience. But no, she's so kind. And like, even after the 800, there was a girl that sent me a video of like Katie and I hugging on pool deck when we were waiting for the men's, I think, 100 flyer medal presentation. And her and I were just like having a chat on pool deck too. So I think it was just, yeah, it was cool to just be able to talk to. I have no idea what we even talked about, to be honest. Maybe what we were doing on our break. I think we talked about Florida a little bit, but that was it.
I'm surprised that you guys talked in the ready room of the 800 free, because I would think she'd be so in the zone, locked in, but she wasn't.
She was definitely locked in, like without a doubt. But I think we're both people that need like a little bit of social interaction, and I think that was the most nervous I've ever felt for a race. Like, I thought I was going to get DQ'd on the block because I was like shaking. I was so anxious, like so nervous. And I think just being able to like say a couple sentences every now and then like really helped me with that. I think it probably like was good for her as well, so she wasn't just sitting thinking about like the 800. But yeah, it was also just like nice to be able to sit in quiet with her too and not be like, oh my god. But yeah, it was fun.
So you were just telling me this before we got started. You got through the whole meet without getting sick, and then on the day of the 800, you like wake up with a sore throat and a headache, and you're like, what?
Yeah. So I went to bed the night before. So the day the 800 heat, went to bed with like a little scratch, and I was like, I'll be fine. I'll wake up fine. Okay. And then when I woke up the day the 800 final, like sore throat, headache, and did like a COVID test straight away, because I was just like, I don't want to get my roommate sick either. Sorry about that siren if you can hear it through the headphones.
It's all good.
and I was negative to COVID, negative to RSV, negative to influenza A and B. And I was like, it's not that bad then. It'll be fine. But I think it was just like more of a head cold than anything, but it wasn't like too bad yet. But yeah, I gave myself a pep talk in the mirror of my bathroom. Just be like, it's just one more race. Just you have to hold on for 800 meters. And then, yeah, I ended up getting sick the day after for day 8. But that was just watching anyway, so that was fine. And then I went home, and now I've got bronchitis 2 weeks post Worlds. But all that mattered is that I was like healthy for majority of the meet, and it didn't affect my 800 whatsoever, so it's fine.
Yeah, it all worked out. So you wake up on the day of the final of the 800 free. You don't feel great. But you give yourself the pep talk. You're like, okay, I can do this race. I was out in a 4:02. I can go out in a 4:02 again. Was that you and Dean's plan, was to go out in a 4:02 again? And did you think again halfway through the race that you'd be in the race for gold at that point?
I think for me, like, this year was more about just like learning how to race a different way. I think last year in Paris, I think I went out in a 4:06. I was COVID, different scenario, but I went out in a 4:06 and I came home in like a 4:13. And then at trials this year, I went out in a 4:03 and came back in a 4:06 or 4:07. So then like going out in a 4:02 for the 1500 and also being a 3:58 earlier in the week, like if I had to race the 1500 different, like I probably would have saw my best time, but like who goes out in a 4:02 at a 1500?
Yeah.
So like I kind of knew that like all week that I'd be on track to PB. I didn't think that I'd swum the 800 like perfectly at trials, and the 800 is kind of like a sweet spot for me. I sometimes feel like the 400's a bit short, and I mean the 1500 is like the longest event on the program, so obviously it's going to be longer, but the 800 for me in my mind just goes so quick. Like I turn and I feel like within 2 minutes it's like 400 meters and I'm like, oh my god, we're halfway. So I think like when you like an event that much and it goes quickly and it always feels good. God bless my mom, she just texted me and said I still have my junior world championship record for the 800. That's so funny. Yes. But I think when you like an event, it's easy to like apply yourself. And I'm also someone that like, I love a race. Like I love having people next to me. I think it's so much more fun when there's other people in the pool. So like going 8:10 on my own, like I already knew that I was going to swim better when I had people challenging me. But yeah, I said in the interview post race, like I turned at 400 and I thought we may have gone out a little bit slower than we actually did. Like I thought that Katie and Summer might have been like watching each other, but no, all of us were just out really fast, which was cool. And I flipped at the 400 and I think I felt sick for maybe like 10 meters off the 400 turn. And then I just like, instead of like being achy, I was just like tingly almost. And I was like, oh, like I'm metabolizing lactate. Like this is great. I felt so good on the back 200 and I turned at the last 50 and I was like, you have 3 scenarios in a race. You're either going to be behind, you're going to be with them, or you're going to be in front. And like, I mean, I was with them and I was like, this is like, what is going on? So, yeah, it was just so much fun. Like I didn't expect that. And I think when you go in to race and you don't expect or have pressure or anything like that and you're not being talked about, it's kind of easier. It's easier to just swim for the sake of swimming.
Yeah, totally.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. You got bronchitis. We understand. I mean, that again, that was the race of the year to me. It was like we were so excited for it. We were all shaking in our seats from anticipation. But then to see you to have it be a 3-woman race with you in there, and then on the last 50. You were catching Katie. And we were like, oh, Katie's gotten past Summer. It's okay. And then we were like, wait, what? It's Lani's catching Katie. It was mind blowing. Like we couldn't believe it. Could you see that in the last 50?
Yeah. Well, there was 150 where we were like even, and I was like, am I winning? I was like, what is going on? Like this was not the race plan. And yeah, I turned at the last 50 and like Dean, because I didn't kick on the last 50 of the 1500. Like I was like, I'm not kicking. And Dean pretty much just said to me, he was like, I don't care what you do, but you have to kick on the last 50. Like, even if you're behind, like, you have to kick, like, time. And I was like, yeah, okay, I guess. And then when I timed with him, I was like, oh, I went like a 29.5 on the back 50 of my 400. Like, I can do that again here. And then I think I went 29.1, which is actually like almost a 200 split, which is kind of weird. But yeah, I think a lot of people like talk about distance swimmers, and especially distance swimmers that have like a 2-beat kick, and they're like, oh, they can't kick, bad at kick, whatever. But I think my kick's actually better than people think it is, which I guess when you go 29.1 on the back 50 of an 800 shows that.
Yeah. Are you someone who kicks in practice? Like you're good at kicking in practice?
No. Nope. I am like an absolute weapon at pull. Like, give me paddles banned. Like, I'd rather give you like pull any session. Like, we come in on a Monday morning and we'll do pull, and like I love pull, but I'm getting a lot, like I'm a lot better at kick than what I was when I was younger. I wouldn't say I'm weak at it by any means, but it's just not like a strength right now.
Sure. That's fair. Yeah, no. I mean, I feel like many distance swimmers are probably more pull oriented
for sure
than kick. But so that's great. I thank you for the lowdown on the 800, which was again just like certainly the race of the meet. It was so exciting. It was so fun to watch. How was it closing out your meet on that note?
I think I didn't really care like what happened at the start of the week. Like, if I didn't medal in a single event, like I don't think I would have actually cared that much. Like, I just wanted to go and race and like see what would happen after being at St. Peter's Western for 4 months, if that. Like,
yeah,
I didn't expect much from my season this year. After having like an Olympic break and going away on a European holiday and whatever, like I didn't think I'd swim that fast this year, which has given me like a lot of confidence, I think, and like drive to go back to training already. But it was just really fun. I think it's weird. Like, I'm not someone that has like one good swim and thinks that I'm like the best thing to ever happen to swimming. Like, in my mind, it was just to swim, move on, park it next. So no. And I think that's really important, is like not letting one swim like cloud your ego. I grew up with my mum, and not in a negative way by any means, but saying like, and it's kind of more just to keep like your ego in check and make sure like you stay humble and keep like using drive to move forward. But I think it was like today's newspaper is tomorrow's toilet paper. Like, something happens on one day, next day everyone's already moved on, and it's like, what's next? And I think that's kind of the mentality I've had with swimming, like a lot. Like, people keep talking to me about the 800 and I'm like, oh, cool, like next one. Which I think has been really good. And I think Dean's been like very onto me about making sure that I'm like not complacent, which I'm not by any means, considering I swam every day since Worlds was finished. So yeah, it was nice to be proud of the week that I put together and be happy with the swims. And you know, I got to see Bowley, even though he was with China. So having Michael Bohl on pool deck and be able to still chat to him, and have someone like Dean who like bats so hard for his athletes and has so much faith in all of us, be able to be under his tutelage for that, like this year going forward as well. And yeah, just like probably having a week that I deserve more than anything. I think in previous years, something's always kind of gone wrong. And like, I still am so like disappointed with how the Olympics finished last year. And like, I dived an 800 in training last year before the Olympics, faster than I raced at the Olympics. And I was just like, I just couldn't comprehend why, like, I couldn't just put 8 days together that like I deserved. So I think I posted that on Instagram after the 800. And I literally said, I was like, it's just a time that I finally deserve. And like, I'm so happy with it. So yeah.
That's so wonderful to hear. I'll stop harping on the 800 free. Like, God, get over it already. It happened.
Yeah, stop. Next.
I mean, as a member of the media, I don't think I could relate more to the saying, today's newspaper is tomorrow's toilet paper. I love that. I'm gonna start saying that to my boss all the time when he thinks he's on his high horse. So I would love to hear just about your perspective on the other swims of the week and what made that week so great for you. Again, fourth in the 400 free with a 3:58. First time under 4 minutes.
Diabolical. Absolutely diabolical that didn't medal, but that's okay.
I mean, but I'm guessing really happy with that swim.
Yeah, well, I hadn't been under 401. I was a 401.7 before I moved to Dean.
Okay.
And then I went like a 402 in April, 359.7 in June, and then 358.8 in July, August. Like I've dropped almost 3 seconds. What's that? 59. Yeah, I've dropped 3 seconds in the space of a couple months. So, and for someone that doesn't kick, that's not bad. It's really funny. Like I look at the underwater footage of the 4x2, especially. Sorry, we're jumping from the 400 to 4x2.
That's fine.
And there's a side by side of Claire and Claire's got like a 6-beat kick, and I literally my legs are doing this. I was like,
they're crisscrossing.
Which is like I'm still 154.
7, yeah.
But
no kidding.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, the 400 I think really set up my week, and you always go into the first event like a little bit nervous, and you don't know what to expect. So when I went 402 in the heat, and it felt like good, I was like, so okay, cool. Like we'll just see what happens. And I think having open-ended goals and not being like I have to be this time and I have to medal was like the best thing. I mean, other people probably had that like for me, but in my mind, I was just like, this is like an opportunity for Dean and I to like learn and move forward. So yeah. 358, I'm happy with. Yeah.
And then again, that 4x2, you beat Claire on the leadoff leg by 6/100ths. 154.77. Was that a PB?
Yeah, I think it was like 0.1 from trials as well.
Okay.
Yeah, another PB. Yeah, PB. Okay. 0.1, but like still a PB.
Still a PB. I mean,
yeah.
154.7 for someone who doesn't kick. That's honestly to me, like you said, you know, 400 is kind of short, 800 is the sweet spot. Like, where's the 200 fall?
I like the I actually really like the 200. I don't like it individually whatsoever. Like okay. I'm not interested in it individually, and I never have been. And I think that's more just because like I don't like how like fast it is. But yeah. As soon as you say like relay or like 200 relay, I'm like, oh, sign me up. And I remember Dean telling me I was leading off, and I was just like, oh my God, like this is just a flat start 200. And then Jamie Perkins said to me, she was like, yeah, but you PB'd in the 400, so like you can PB in the 200 too and make it 2 from 2. And I was like, oh yeah, I guess. And I think I'm more just kind of like, I have like so much not respect for that relay, but like that relay means so much to me. And I remember doing like 200 camps when I was younger and being part of like the 4x2 group, and like it just like being on those camps was like the first taste of being like part of like an Australian team. So that relay just like means absolutely everything to me. So then to be able to get up, touch fast, swim my best time, and honestly just like do my part and like do good enough for the girls is like what I was most worried about. Like I would have hated to stand up and go like a 155 mid when I've been a 154.7 and I PB'd the day before, at the start of the week in a 400, and be like, yeah, I can swim well for myself, but like I can't swim better for the other girls. And I think that's something that's really special about like a lot of girls that swim relays is like you always find something else for the other like people that you're racing with. And I think Jamie was the same, and Brittany Castelluzzo, like everyone actually swam like so fast, and Britt had to swim the heat, so she was the only one that did a double, and she was a 55.9 in the morning and a 55.9 at night, like so consistent. I think a lot of people had kind of like written that relay off, like obviously you take like such a big blow when you lose a 152, but no, I think it's really cool for like our depth, and I guess like us moving forward as a group, like Molly, myself, Jamie, Britt, the girls that heat swam, Abby, Hannah Casey and Miller, like we have a group of girls that have like the ability to continue a legacy. And I think that's what we're excited about and using as momentum moving forward is like, we just love relays. So yeah.
I mean, that's very evident. If we didn't know it now, we certainly do. Or sorry, if we didn't know it before, we do now. I am one of those people who had written you off. And to be fair, I did say heading into the meet, I think the American women have a better chance at winning the 4x1 than they do the 4x2. But
yeah, I would agree.
Thought they were going to win both. And
like I wouldn't have been surprised if it had have gone either way.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough.
And not that I didn't believe in us, but like they had what, like 6 or 8 girls go 155. We had 3 that were under 155 and 2 156 O's, and that's our top 5. And then you have American girls have 3 more. Like they could have swapped out all 4 girls and had 8 that were still, you know. So like,
Yeah.
I think if you look on paper, like yes, it makes sense that they could have won it, but
yeah. Yeah, that's it's fair, but I also just want to recognize you've been a stalwart on this relay. You have silver from the 22 World Championships. You have gold
I
from
was
the
a heat swimmer
23.
those years. 22 and 23, I heat swam. And
Paris.
I remember being like,
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Paris, I got to final swim.
Yeah.
But I just remember being so disappointed in 2023, like being taken out of the final. Like, oh, I hate it. Like, I still hate it. And I think that's probably like a big driver for the relay now is like, I don't ever want to be told that like, oh, we're not going to use you. You're actually not good enough. And it wasn't said like that, but that's how it felt. Like, it's just like, you're not good enough. And I was like, oh, my little heart. But yeah, I don't think that'll happen for hopefully a while now. Hopefully there's not like 3 million girls in Australia going a 154, but you never know.
You never know. I mean, the way you all do it, it could be tomorrow, honestly.
That'd be nice.
But I mean, so how has it felt to graduate from like a prelim swimmer to a final swimmer to like, you know, what you might think is like a stalwart on the team of like you've really earned your place at this point to a finals
This
only.
year's also a finals zone. Yeah, I mean that was really weird, like not having to get up and do the heat. And I actually spoke to Meg Harris about that because she did the same for the 4x1. I think every other year she's had to heat swim the 4x1, but she was rested this year, and she was like, "What do I do?" And I kind of felt the same way. I was like I don't really know like what time I'm gonna swim. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't care if they told me to swim a heat. Like you just have to do what you've got to do. And like I know what that was like last year, being the fastest from the morning, being put in the final, and then not having to swim it this year and just being put straight in the final. Like I don't know. I think I'm at a point in my career where like I just do what I'm told, and Dean loves that. And he said it the other day. He cracked a joke about doing something in train. I don't even remember what it was anymore. And I was like, I don't mind. I'll just do what you tell me to do. It's going to make me better. And like that was, he's happy with that. So I think it's the same for team events, and same when you're on teams. Like you respect the coaches and you respect the staff and administration, and kind of just yeah.
I mean, that's a great attitude to have. I'm sure coaches do love that. I'm not sure if every American would have that same. If you told them, oh, you're going to be put on prelims, I'm not sure that the American mindset is like that willing to swim on a prelims relay. It's interesting. I'm I don't know. Maybe I'm
if they had have said like, look, like Molly gets rested. If they had have said like, you know, Jamie raced last night and XYZ, like, can you swim a heat? I'd be like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Like you just like you kind of just have to do that sometimes, and
yeah,
that's fine.
No, it makes sense. Yeah, but I mean, you've built quite a legacy on that relay. You have 4 gold medals, 4 gold medals between World Championships and Olympics, short course and long course.
Yeah, I think.
Even,
well, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's really funny because like, I don't know, I think about short course and like, I think everyone knows that short course doesn't, I don't know, this might just be an Australian thing. I don't know if it's the same in America. I don't feel like Australians don't feel like short course has the same prestige as a long course team. So like for my individual world championship short course, like I would never just say like I'm a world champion. I'd say I'm a short course world champion. I feel like I'd have to preface that, but long course, I would say I'm world champion. So I think there's like kind of, there's just in Australia, like there's tiers to it. And like I know, like I think America's different because you guys swim short course yards, and like that's huge for you guys. So like it makes sense that like in the American culture, like it would be ranked the same and feels the exact same. And that doesn't mean that I don't think that like if someone's a short course world champion, that it's not the same as long course. But like in my mind, I think it's just like I rank things and I'm like Olympics, world championships, and then like everything else kind of just like is all together.
Yeah. No, I think it's the same here. And I think it's like, if you win a short course world title, I think it's fair to call yourself a world champion. I don't think, because if you tell a non-swimmer that, they're not even going to know the difference between short course and long course, you know?
Yeah.
But I totally get what you're saying, that there is a difference. And I think for many swimmers here, it's the same. Like making a short course worlds team is not the same as making a long course worlds team. Making a long course worlds team is not the same as making an Olympic team. Winning an
For sure.
NCAA title, winning a college title in yards is not the same as winning a world title in long course. I think there's ranks, and certainly the swimming purists would.
Yeah, for sure. The purists.
Clearly. Yeah. I love yards and short course swimming, but I get that there's levels.
Yeah, for sure. I like training long course a lot more than I like training short course. I like training short course when we're doing like recovery. I trained yards in Flagstaff and I did altitude at the start of the year and hated it. Like so many times. And it was more just because like I'd never done yards. So like I didn't know how many less strokes per lap. So I felt like I was just swimming with like my head forward. It just like felt uncomfortable until you get used to it. But
yeah,
majority of our sessions up there were long course anyway, so it was fine.
Are majority of your sessions period long course?
Yeah.
Like how many?
8 out of 9.
Every week?
I think.
All the time?
Short course isn't really that common in Australia. Like, I feel like it's pretty standard in Australia just to do long course all the time.
That's wild. I'm now learning that this is like most people's realities.
I think that I feel like that's pretty normal.
Peter Coetzee,
yeah,
like the South African. I was talking to him. He just only trains long course.
Our pool has like a boom that goes up, so we can split the pool short course.
Yeah,
if we want. We don't want.
But we don't. Wow. Yeah, that's I don't. You never actually went to Florida, right? Like you have not been to Gainesville. The setup there is, I think, one of the coolest because they have a long course outdoor pool, a short course meters pool, and a short course yards pool.
Yeah. I have so many like photos and videos and stuff from Jack Jurenick, like when they were like I'd said yes within like 2 weeks, but when they were recruiting me, like he was sending me like photos of all like the campus and stuff, and I was like, I can't believe I'm not doing a recruiting trip before saying yes, like kind of weird. And then that all fell apart anyway, so I've never been.
Dang, how bitter are you that you're not going to Florida?
I'm not. After racing the way that I so much respect for like Nesty, Jack, Annie, Kurt, like all of the staff there. Like they were all so great over text and like through last year and whatever, like super supportive. And even still, like I could chat to Jack and Nesty on deck. I don't know if Whitney was at Worlds or not, but like I said, like on the last day, like went and hugged Nesty and Jack and was like, it was nice seeing you, like see you in a year. So like I still have so much respect for both of them, but like who knows if I would have swum the exact same as I did like this Worlds if I was with that program. Like I think things happen for a reason, and I think after the Olympics last year and Bohle moving on and obviously like wanting a distance group to train with when I left the Gold Coast, I think when I moved to Dean, like I moved because like I really know what I want to do in the sport, and like I know kind of the work that comes with that, and like I want to do that. And I think training with the distance program that Dean's got, and like just Dean and all of his staff, like Mick Lewandowski, his assistant coach, is just like an absolute gem. And like we have a biomech on deck every day, a physiologist, we have a physio on pool deck every day, a nutritionist that's in and out of the program. like it's set up like a high performance hub, even though it's technically like a club program. And Swimming
Really?
Australia is like very good at that. And
Okay.
Queensland Academy of Sport, like there's a lot of funding that goes into St. Peter's because I think they had 11 out of 40 on the team, so we had a quarter. But yeah, like moving to Dean is like the
Ridiculous.
best decision I've ever made. Like literally the best decision I've ever made. The happiest I've been swimming. Like I get excited um every morning to like wake up and go to the pool. Like it is so much fun. And I think that's really interesting is like it's just fun. And I think sport should be like that. And I love everyone that I train with. I could sit down and have coffee with every single one of them. And yeah, it's just like a really nice environment. But like when we have to work hard, we work hard.
Yeah. What 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 has clicked for you about it? What has made it so fun? Because obviously this was a big move, but obviously there are a lot of resources there, and there are a lot of insanely talented athletes there. But also, just what gels with you and Dean?
I don't really know. I've been on trips with Dean since 2018. So like I've worked
Wow.
alongside Dean for like a really long time. And
Okay.
when I was still in school, like him and my mum have like the best relationship, like professional relationship, both as like coaches and stuff. And I used to race one of Dean's athletes growing up. Her name was Shani, and we literally had like identical times to like maybe point 0.1 difference when we were like 14 to 17. Like it was absolutely ridiculous that like if she'd win the 4 and the 8 in like December at states, and then I would win them at national. Like we were always just head to head. So
Mhm.
anytime that like Shani and I were racing, like Dean and my mum would be stood like watching the same races. So like they got to hang out obviously a fair bit watching us compete. But I remember being in like high school thinking like maybe I could move to St. Peter, like maybe I could move to St. Peter's and like board in Brisbane. And then I was like, nah. And then
Nah.
nah. And then I remember moving to Bali and like it was like Mac Horton was there and all of that. And I think the options would have been like Bowley or Dean. And I was like, no, I'll go to the Gold Coast. Like Gold Coast is nicer than Brisbane. And when Bowley told us that he was retiring, I was like, oh, could move to Brisbane, could move to Florida. I was like, oh, go to Florida.
Yeah.
And then I think I questioned like Florida, like why moving like halfway across the world is so hard. And I didn't know if it was like it would have worked for me. Like it was such a big gamble. And like I honestly am really glad it didn't work out because like living in Brisbane means like I'm living with my best friend Lizzie Deckers, and I get to see like Jenna Forrester every day, who I grew up doing age group swimming with, and Jamie Perkins, who I've known literally since the day she was born. Like I'm just around some of the most like incredible people, and the people that are just like really, really nice human beings and so supportive. So yeah, I think like all of the decisions I made, I wouldn't take anything back. Like I literally don't regret anything in my career. And even like missing Tokyo, like I could have moved to a different program when I was younger and maybe I would have made it. But I don't think if I hadn't have gone through like disappointment and like the eating disorder and COVID on different years and stuff, like I wouldn't achieve what I have now. And I think hindsight's such a beautiful thing, but also like the journey that you've been through to get to a certain point makes enjoying the moments that are successful like so much better.
Absolutely. I love this answer. You didn't answer my question.
What was the question? Dean. What makes you click with Dean? Dean and I have a very similar personality, I think. And my favorite thing is just trying to like poke his buttons a little bit. And I haven't gotten that out of him. Like he doesn't react to me if I try to like frustrate him. Um, Dean is like very similar to my mum and Bowley, and Dean learned under Bowley. Um, I don't really know. I think it was more just like a right place, right time kind of thing. Like I told him my goals and I told him what I wanted, and he was like, all right, let's do it. And that was it. It was like a mutual respect, a mutual understanding, and like a mutual goal, like straight. It didn't take him any convincing. So that's probably the best.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Can yap. I'm so sorry I get sidetracked.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm just giving you a hard time.
All for it.
But so again, you go to Dean, you train there for 4 months, and you go crazy fast times. What happened? But I mean, how do you justify this or explain this? Do you feel like this was just a culmination of the past 5 or 10 years of your career, and then it again, right place, right time, and it all kind of came together? Or was there some super secret Dean Boxall sauce that you ate in the last 4 months that made you a superwoman?
St. Peter's are very like protective of what happens at St. Peter's.
I know.
And I'm trying so hard to like answer everything like really politically correctly. I I wouldn't say it's just like the 4 months that I've been at St. Peter's. Like I did sessions last year with Bowley that like I should have swum so much faster than an 8:21. So I don't think this was like a out of the blue kind of swim. Like it's a swim that I've worked towards for like so long.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know I think the secret's still being kept from me. I don't really know what's clicked. I don't really know what's clicked. Everyone always says a happy swimmer's a fast swimmer, so that could be part of it. I don't really know. I've never really thought about that. Mac Horton actually asked me the exact same question at trials when I went from an 8:15 to an 8:10. He was even like from
that was a
15:48 to a 15:39. He was like, "What is different?" And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, seriously.
I don't know. Well, I don't want to give other people that, not that I know the answer, but I don't want to give other people that answer.
When I find out, I won't tell you.
Yeah, when I think about it more.
Okay,
it's
so
a secret.
You had talked about wanting a distance group to train with, an elite distance group. Is this that for you? Do you feel, I mean, obviously the training is great, but are you pushed in the ways you wanted to be by the athletes around you?
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's really cool because like I get to train alongside Jamie Perkins now, who's like childhood best friend. She was like at her birth pretty much. Not really. I wasn't in the room, but like I've known her since the day she was born.
Yeah, what's the age difference here? How
3 years? She's 20 and I'm 23. Yeah.
Okay.
But like my mum and her mum like grew up together in New South Wales and like competed against each other and were family friends. And then because they were still friends, then Jamie and I are now friends. Like Jamie and I used to like make up dances in the backyard pool and like hang out all the time. Like
we got to get videos of that.
No, never. She'd kill me. But like her and I will be like literally mid main set and we can like encourage each other and talk about like the goals that we have and like pushing her to be better. And there's sessions where like she absolutely kills me and she will still encourage me and I'm still able to be positive and like encourage her because like I want to see her swim well. And same with like the boys. Like if one of the boys are having like Ben Godemans, who I think he was 7th in the 800 final.
Great year.
Him and I, he's awesome. And he's also just like the biggest cutie pursuit. Like he's just like a sweetheart. Everyone would love him. And I feel like I try and hype him up in all of my interviews all the time because we have like him and I end up doing like a lot together, just like the three of us. There's another girl, her name's Jackie Davidson McGovern, and she swims a lot of open water, but the three of us end up spending like a fair bit of time doing like just extra distance. So he's pretty much like my main training partner. And when Jamie and I do main sets, like Jamie will go behind Elijah and I will go behind Ben. And her and I have just kind of like adopted them as like the people that lead our lanes and no one else is allowed to go behind them. Which is also so funny because Benny doesn't like me going behind him because like sometimes I'll catch him and he gets angry at me. But no, I have found a group that's like really good for me and it's not huge. It's like not like 8-12 distance swimmers, but we have like the 400 medley group. So Jenna Forrester, Brennan Smith and Will Petrick, who were all at Wilds. And then Lizzie Deckers does like the 200 butterfly. So she's in the distance group. And then myself, Jamie Perkins, we have Maria, don't know how to say her first surname, but Costa. She's from Brazil, has been training with us a little bit. Amelia Weber. I think there's a new boy moving to our program soon. Like I've known him for ages. And then obviously Elijah and Benny. So there's like quite a good group of like people that do distance. And then when it's actually like distance main sets, it's just Benny and I, and it's like, or Benny, JDM and I. So it's like the three of us like over in the corner. But I get to race him a fair bit. And now he's like a 7:46 or 7. I don't know his best time. Don't quote me on that.
I think he was 48 at Worlds, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think his best is a 40. I think he went +2 or 3, so maybe a 45.
Okay.
So I literally like I get to work with people that the boys are faster than me, the girls are similar to me, and all of us actually just get along really well. So I think it's like quite a positive environment.
Sounds like it. I mean, that sounds great.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's perfect. But as perfect as that sounds, you're allowed to say you're going to have FOMO by not training with Bobby, Katie.
Don't tell me about it. Stop.
Ahmed Chouaoudi and Ahmed Hafnaoui.
Yeah.
It's okay. You're allowed to say, I have FOMO. I have Florida FOMO.
I don't know if it's... I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. Maybe, I don't know. I think I have FOMO of not seeing Katie more often. Like, I feel like I sound like a Katie fan. I feel like we're friends now. We were friends before, but like, being able to just like sit and chat like was probably like the highlight of the week. And I think I wish I had been on like teams almost when I was younger. So like I could have like been around her and like Lottie Freese and that. But it's cool being like in the era of distance swimming that we're in now. With how fast everyone is going, and like Simona's 1500 was wild. 1531 is like absolutely insane. And no, I think it's really cool that everyone's swimming this fast post an Olympic year. So be a cool quad.
It's gonna be a cool quad. I'm with you on that one. Also to have Simona be 26, she's been around for about a decade. Yeah. She medaled in 2017 in Budapest. So I'm gonna round up and say she's been a major player in distance swimming for a decade. And to see her throw down that crazy mile, to frickin' see Katie do what she did in Fort Lauderdale.
I know.
Earlier in the year,
I almost wonder like if Katie and I hadn't have gone out as fast as we did in the 1500, she had paced it differently. Like, I don't know. I want to see her crack that world record again. Like, I think that'd just be so cool. But yeah,
I've talked about this on so many different podcasts because and I'll say it again. That was the craziest swim I've ever seen in person. I cried.
Her world record swim.
Yeah. When she went the 8:04.1 in May at Fort Lauderdale. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen in swimming.
Yeah. You talk about my last 50 being fast, like 29. She was like 28 something. She was hauling.
It was.
I woke up and saw it, and I was like, what? No way! It was so white. It was the best. Like, and I think everyone is happy for her. Like, I think she is probably, like she has, not that she has it all, but like. Everyone adores her. She's so well respected. She's so accomplished. Like, she's Katie. That's all. Well, this isn't a podcast about me being a fan. We had next question.
Hold on. No, let me just give you context for that. Maybe you saw the video, but there was a sold out crowd.
Yeah. And I watched it.
But like, so everyone on deck, every single person on deck was like just screaming for her the entire 800. Like, and again, I've never seen something like that. And to your point, it's like everyone adores her. Like, everyone wants to see her do well. Like, if anyone else is swimming and going really fast, like there's at least like half the pool deck is like warming up for their event or like talking to their coach or doing whatever. It's like no one was doing anything aside from screaming for her to go a world record.
Well, I saw a photo of somewhere in America literally had stopped the competition and warm-ups mid-race to watch the 800 from Worlds.
Yeah, people love her.
And again, I don't think I've ever turned to anyone that's beaten me by 0.3 and said, I'm so happy for you. Who does that?
Yeah, a fan, a fan.
I am a fan, but like, I hope in the most non-weird and respectful way possible. Like, I hope she doesn't.
No,
I'm sure she doesn't, but
I think no.
yeah,
You have
she's
those
cool.
you have those moments with people where you've known them for so long, or you've been peers with them, and then you spend time with them, and you have a week or an event where it's like the relationship shifts, and it sounds like this was your week to where you became friends with Katie Ledecky.
Clip that. Clip that. No, I would agree. Like, in all seriousness, like, I agree. I think the first time I met her, I was so starstruck, like back in 2022, and
same.
I think it's just been, aren't we all? And I think it's just like actually nice to be able to like sit and chat with someone that is like so normal.
Yeah. No, I mean the sorry, this is a podcast about you and not Katie Ledecky.
I know. No.
If anyone has ever spent any kind of time with Katie Ledecky, she's maybe the most grounded individual I've ever encountered.
Yeah. Like we had to do a press conference straight after the 800, and like we hadn't seen any of our splits yet, like nothing. Okay. And the paper was in front of us and we were looking at it, and we were just like kind of looking at each other's like paper in the Times. We were like laughing and giggling about things. And I think she said in an interview that she like kind of knew that I was going to be there, and I was like glad you knew it because I didn't. So I had yeah, it was fun.
Yeah,
so fun.
That's great. That's
but stop hyping the 808 up now. I need you to stop.
All right, well, just keep in mind that maybe one day you'll do a training camp in Gainesville. I don't know if you've seen their practices.
I've seen practice in pancakes a couple times. I'm a swimming freak. Like I see everything. I see everything. I look at everything. I listen to everything. Like, huge swimming fan.
That's interesting because I feel like there's two camps in this, right? There are the swimming freaks who look at everything. Katie Ledecky is one of them, by the way.
Yeah.
And then there are the opposites, right? The people who are like, I don't look at anything. I don't follow swimming. I'm not a swimming fan, which if I was an athlete, I would be in that camp. How does
really?
Yeah.
The one thing I need to stop doing is reading SwimSwam comments because they are awful.
Toxic.
God, people suck. People are so rude. I'm like, you guys have no idea. You have no clue what is going on pool deck.
No idea.
What we've been told by our coaches, like, and what to do. Like,
yeah. Which I think it's hilarious that now we are starting to get some really nasty commenters from Australians. Yeah.
What do they say?
So it's not just Americans.
No.
It's Australians who are shitting on Americans, and then Americans who are shitting. Oh, sorry. I guess I didn't say that on my own podcast. And then Americans who are crapping all over Australia.
Yeah, but then bringing the Canadians too, and like it's just. I feel like the big three just like. You guys stop. We don't need the negative comments. Be nice.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't do that. But do you
I've
feel
stopped.
like
I'm done? But yeah.
Do you feel like being such a swim fan? Does that ever feel like a distraction? Does that ever feel like it helps you in your own swimming? How do you balance that? So like,
I just feel like people call it like being a student of the sport, and like when you post practice and pancakes and there's like a session there with the times that people are swimming, why would you not look at it and use it as a standard? And I think that's all it's not like I'm obsessed and I have to know everything, but I like other people's insights and listening to podcasts. And I spoke to Fred Bonneau on Pool Deck, and he said something about, this was before the 800 heat, kind of random too. He was like, what do you think about? And I was like, I don't know, whatever Dean tells me to think about. I was like, what do you think about? And he was like, just what I'd want to do in the final. And I was like, in the back pocket. So people make like comments like that are like little nuggets of information. And like,
Did you know
I don't know, I
Fred
feel,
prior to that? Like, had you talked to him before?
yeah, Bowley introduced me to Fred at the Olympics last year
Okay, cool.
and was like, tell Fred about that 1500 set that you did. And I was like, no. And Bowley was like, why not? And I was like, because he coaches athletes that I could race against. And he was like, no, just tell him, just tell him. And I was like, no. I was like, that's a secret. So yeah,
I
like I
know
met
why
Fred
you get
last
along
year.
with Dean now.
Yeah. And then yes, I spoke to Fred last year at the Olympics, and then I saw him I think on the morning of the 400 heat and just like had a little chat with him as well. He's also super duper lovely. Like, I don't know, I feel like I'm quite a sociable person, and it actually took a lot of effort for me in Singapore to like headphones on, look at the ground, don't talk to anyone. Like, and it worked really well. And I think it's something that like I'll get better at as I keep, I guess, like being less social. But
Mhm.
it's probably the reason I didn't get sick is not hugging every single person I see on pool deck and being a little bit less social. But no, it was really fun, like seeing Bowley, seeing Fred, being able to talk to Scotty Talbot, who's coaching in Canada, who used to coach Australia, and Ben Higson. Like, there's so many coaches that like I've spoken to and have relationships with now that are on international teams, which is super cool. But still being able to guess like just have a little chit chat with them around pool deck, because you see them like once a year, so you don't want to throw that opportunity away completely. But
Right.
also just being wary of the opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it would be so easy to get lost emotionally in that, like to like exert so much energy that you don't even
Mm,
maybe realize you're exerting, just like talking to people, or like you said, like catching up and socializing, and then you're like, oh wait, I have to focus and like
yeah,
do a swim and get ready to
yeah.
be my absolute physical best.
I feel like that switch, you learn how to switch that on and off as an athlete though, at that level. Like, there's like when I do stuff life saving, like I can be chatting up until like they literally say take your marks, and then it's like, all right, game on. Like, I
Is
feel
that
like it's
really the
very easy.
same?
I feel like it is.
Okay.
Maybe less
What do I
at,
know? I don't
I
even
mean,
know what that entails. I just know you've told me about
yeah.
doing it before.
I know. I think I spoke to Katie when we were standing in the tunnel for the 800, like literally as we're about to walk out for the final. So
Okay, fair enough.
same
Yeah.
as James, like, and the 4x2, like all of you are kind of like just chit chatting in the corridor. So I think it's just knowing when to turn it on. Maybe,
Mhm.
maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know.
What works for you and works for me doesn't matter.
All right. So you know everything. You follow everything. Do you know what the Swammy Awards are?
I, I see them, but
Yeah, I
I
mean
like, yeah,
it's literally just awards that SwimSwam
they're
gives.
on. I know they're on SwimSwam, and I
Yeah,
know it's like overall of the meet, overall
yeah.
male, overall female, performance, relay, another one. There's a
So
couple.
you know what they are.
Yeah.
They're literally just awards that we
It
give.
takes a second to click. I just need to like go
Yeah,
back through all the files in my head and yeah.
yeah. I will. They're not. They're just articles. There's
Yeah.
no like physical Swammy.
No.
I'll 3D print you a physical Swammy, a lifetime achievement Swammy award, if you get me a practice in pancakes with Dean Boxall. Just
Oh,
here, put it in your back pocket, save it for a rainy day. That's the deal I'm
he'd
making with
probably
you.
give you like a nothing, not a nothing set, but we'd probably do something that we've never ever done before. And it'll be like a Thursday night that's normally like hard or something. And he'll be like, all right, it's recovery.
Yeah, I've had that happen a few times.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's criminal.
where people are like, yeah, you can come film a practice, and then the athletes are like, we've never done this before. Like, this is
Yeah.
not representative at all.
I mean, I think it's understandable, like I guess coaches wanting to protect their environment and like protect their athletes' performances, especially someone like Dean who's got like has Molly, has Elijah, Arnie's been there, like myself now, and other people that are, like Jenna Forrester, Lizzie, like
Yeah,
having 11 people on one national team and coaching another one from another country, like having 12 is wild. Like I don't know many other than Texas, like I don't know many programs that have that depth.
yeah,
And I guess at the end of the day, like it's also like their intellectual property, like the sessions that they write down and like the sessions that they create end up being tied to them. So I think them wanting to protect that and also protect their athletes' performances to not try and help people that don't represent them. Like I understand it. And it's actually probably taken me like a lot of getting used to not just being like super duper honest, because Bowley was someone that like would be happy to tell people about sets.
Yeah.
Probably not super duper openly. And yeah, Dean literally said to me, like, what happens at St. Peter's stays at St. Peter's. And I was like, I don't actually think I know any of the St. Peter's secrets, but it's fine.
Yeah. You're like, no problem.
Yeah, in one ear and out the other.
Yeah, no, I don't fault him for it. I just it's
Okay.
unfortunate.
Let me work on it.
Unfortunate that my job is in direct conflict with that philosophy of his.
Yeah. Well, when are you in Australia next?
If Dean Boxall said you can come film a practice, I'd be there next week.
Really? That's so funny.
Yeah. No,
I think he said he'd never be mic'd up. Maybe was it him that said that? I don't think he I mean, he doesn't like media. Like,
yeah,
he doesn't like.
I get that from him.
Yeah, and fair. Like, he's so invested and like just incredible. And I think his reactions kind of show that sometimes. Like, my success is his success, and it actually took him forever to find me at Worlds when I was like sat in the medal room. And he was, I think someone was running around trying to find where I was because I had so much media. And then he rocked up at like the medal room and came and like gave me a huge hug. And like, it was just, I wish people could see more of him, but also like, I'm happy to keep that for me and people that will invest time into him because like keeps his circle smaller. And yeah, I don't know. He's just the best.
I mean, it's great to hear. I like, you talk to any one of his athletes and it's like, yeah, he's a great guy. He seems exceedingly passionate. I think if I was him, especially after Tokyo, where like he had this very raw reaction and raw moment for his swimmer winning an Olympic gold medal and beating Katie Ledecky, like I would probably never do media again either.
But what was so exciting is that Nesty had that at Worlds this year for the 8. I have never seen him animated before in my life, and seeing that animated was so cool.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's like, again, I hate that our world is like takes those moments and then like makes them memes and makes fun of them. Like, because then it discourages them.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's like we should be able to like witness that and know how special it is.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, because that was a really cool moment. But hey, anyway, this podcast is about you, Lani.
Can chat. This happened last time. I think our last podcast was like almost 2 hours as well. But it's fine.
It's all good.
You might have to clip it.
I'll just clip the part where you're friends with Katie Ledecky.
Yes, perfect.
Okay.
Stop bringing it up.
Okay. So we've covered a lot of ground here. What does the next few months look like for you?
So I'm racing World Cups.
Ooh, you're coming to America.
Yeah. Finally. So racing World Cups October. And then I think we're doing like a training camp off the back of it. I'm not actually sure. That's kind of not but not with like a program, just with Dean.
Right. Yeah.
And then I'm not actually 100% sure what the plan is. I think we've started looking at like a lot of next year. Like next year for Australia is like quite big in terms of like we have trials, Com Games, Pan Pacs, short course nationals, short course
Worlds,
World Cup or World Cups next year, and then short course World. So like next year is like massive. And then like obviously the first 6 months of the year you throw in like camps, competitions, training, like So I think it's kind of more just like finishing this year, train through, set a base. I'm actually just pulling this from nowhere. Like I actually have no idea what we're doing, but this is what I'm assuming the plan will be.
Yeah.
Train through, probably like tiny break on Christmas, and then start up next year is likely what it will be. But I've actually not done a full season with Dean, so I guess I'll figure that out when it comes. I didn't do preseason either, so I literally moved in like would have been the start of April, and we went straight into nationals. So I missed like a week of training there, and then
That's crazy.
we had like a week recovery off the back of nationals, and then we went to Thailand for a training camp, and then trained for 4 weeks, and then tapered, and then break. So I haven't actually done that much, but yeah, insane. I think I'm actually just excited to have like 10 months instead of just like a 10 months like prep the whole way through to next year instead of just like 3 or 4.
Yeah. How do you feel about, I mean, that's a massive 2026. How do you feel about that much racing?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't really know. I haven't really like thought about it that much, but also like I think I did similar in 2023. No, 22 maybe. 2022, I did World Champs, Com Games, came home, raced, dual on the pool, and then short course nationals, and then short course worlds. So like I've done a fair bit before, and like growing up, I remember like through Surf Lifesaving, different sport, I raced 54 times over the space of 2 weeks. So like racing doesn't really scare me. But I think like taking the opportunity to be international, especially being in Australia, like it's not an easy flight. So if you can race internationally a couple years out of the Olympics, then like you may as well if you can.
Fair enough. Okay. Yeah.
Again, no idea what we're actually doing, but that's just my opinion.
You're coming to World Cup. That's what matters.
That's the next one, which is cool.
That's the next step. Perfect. Yeah. All right. Let's wrap this up. Lani, you're awesome. Thank you for coming on again to give us the breakdown of that 800 free and all your other swims.
Yeah. We didn't even talk about the 15. How good.
Dude, what do you think? Give me your 60-second rundown on the 15.
It hurt a lot. That's it. I don't need 60 seconds.
That's fair. Did you, what inspired your aggressive front half in that race?
Dean. That's it. No, I think like you kind of, without saying the F word, you have to F around and find out. That's pretty much it. So yeah. I think it also was just good at giving me confidence for the 800 more than anything. So
yeah.
I haven't really even thought about that one that much. That kind of just got parked as soon as it was done. Yeah.
Move on.
Yeah, next.
Today's toilet paper, as they say.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah, something like that.
Fair enough. All right, Lani, thank you again for coming on. It's always great talking to you.
Thanks so much.
You've been listening to the SwimSwam podcast. Stay tuned for new episodes every week. You can take SwimSwam podcast on the go by subscribing on your favorite podcast platform. Look for links in the description below, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos as well.